Hey guys, welcome back to Preparing for TOEFL. Today I'll give you some tips for the first and second questions of the speaking section. But before making a structure for it, let's understand the speaking part as a whole. The speaking section of TOEFL consists of 6 questions and takes about 20 minutes to be completed. It does not have a break between questions. However, there is a 10-minute break right before the whole section. So I strongly suggest that you organize your scratch paper in accordance to the tips that I will give you during this time. On questions 1 and 2, you will have 15 seconds to prepare and 45 seconds to speak. On questions 3 and 4, you will have 30 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to speak. On questions 5 and 6, you will have 20 seconds to prepare and 60 seconds to speak. Now let's go back to the 2 first questions. First of all, it's useful to say that both of them are personal, so they will be related to personal opinion or experience. Therefore, they will require the use of a lot of adjectives, and you should prepare a list of them before the test, memorize it, and write it on the scratch paper before the listening section. On the description, you will find a list of good adjectives to have in the scratch. Despite being similar on the style of question, they differ on what is asked. Whereas the first question will just ask you a broad topic related to yourself, like a personal experience or a preference regarding something, the second one will make you compare 2 options. They will also be about preference, ideology, habit, or anything that will make you choose between one of them and explain your reasons. The body structure for both questions is really similar, since you will have to explain with adjectives why that is your chosen topic or your preference between 2 options. Make sure that along with your adjectives, you write down some great connectors in the scratch paper to gather the ideas you mentioned in your speech. A list of them will also be provided in the description. The introduction, however, is really different and needs to be separately evaluated. For the first one, you should just start with something like my favorite and then the topic is and then what is your choice. And then, along with a connector, you start the first reason. For the second question, you should begin with a beautiful connection between both options. A good example is, despite the fact that most people would prefer to and then their opinion, I would much rather and then your opinion. After that, you start giving your reasons for such a preference. A final advice for these questions is that the TOEFL does not require a conclusion for them. Therefore, you should just elaborate a small one, like in summary, these are the reasons why and then your topic, if you have time to speak and nothing to say. Otherwise, just keep giving your reasons, but make sure that you give at least 2 during the whole speech. Let's go to a complete note-taking and answering for both questions. Question number 1. Think about a book that you have enjoyed reading. Why did you like it? What was especially interesting about the book? Use specific details and examples to support your response. You will have 15 seconds to prepare and 45 seconds to speak. Please begin preparing now. Notice that I started writing as soon as I understood the question, what gave me a little bit more time to prepare. I also used abbreviations to write faster. Now let's go to the speaking. Please begin speaking now. The book that I've enjoyed reading the most in my entire life has been The Shining, written by Stephen King. The main reason for me to love this book is the fact that it has a really horrifying story. I felt scared from the first line to the last paragraph. Furthermore, I found it really compelling, and I was very sad to see the little boy setting his own father on fire at the end just because he went crazy and tried to murder him. Not only is it scary, but also almost real. The fact that the story does not involve ghosts or aliens makes it become something feasible to happen, so you do not read thinking of it as a fiction and get even more afraid. Question number 2. Some people think that it's better to travel as part of a tour group when they are visiting foreign country. Other people prefer to make their own travel plans so that they can travel independently. Which approach do you think is better and why? Use specific reasons and examples to support your opinion. You will have 15 seconds to prepare and 45 seconds to speak. Please begin preparing now. Notice again that I didn't take any complicated notes and that I started writing them as soon as I understand the question asked. Let's now move to the speaking part. Please begin speaking now. Despite the fact that most people would prefer to travel with family or friends, I'd much rather travel by myself on a trip. One reason for that is the convenience of traveling alone. You do never have any conflicts with others on whether or not visiting a place or on choosing the time of an activity, for example. For instance, once I went to Disney with my parents and we spent 2 hours deciding which parks to go. By the time we reached the chosen one, it was already really crowded and we had to spend hours at the lines. Furthermore, traveling without anyone else is cheaper. Due to the fact that nobody wants single bedrooms or separate seats at the plane, these are always on sale. Notice that my speech was cut in the last second, but since I covered 2 points with good examples and delivered an overall good speech, this would not affect my grade. Well guys, that's it for today. I really hope that you enjoyed the content, and if you did, please don't forget to leave a like and share the video with your friends. Great studies for all, and see ya!